Good evening, Rihad. Thank you very much for your time. Perhaps you can take us through what is being planned for this week.
Well, today we were outside the court where, for the umpteenth time, the court case against the 8 senior commanders from involved from the 12th to the 16th, the police operation 7 years ago, were again, that court case was postponed. Our argument today was justice delayed is justice denied. The IPID, the Internal Police Investigative Directorate, had recommended that 71 police officers be charged. To date, we've only seen 8 in court. We have not seen any other charges. We want to know, what is the National Prosecuting Authority doing in the Northwest? We want Shamila Batawi, the new head of the NPA, to pull up her sleeves and do what is required. There are a number of other outstanding recommendations from the Farnham Commission of Inquiry which haven't been followed up in terms of the inquiries and assessments of the role of the various politicians and longmen directors. So what we're asking for is, one, what has happened to the compensation claims from the families? They were there today, and they were asking, well, we've been compensated for loss of income. What about our other claims for trauma and so on, which were very extensive? The representatives from the injured and arrested were there today. They too have the claims that the state have agreed to negotiate on. 4 years down the line, we have still not seen any progress in terms of those claims being finalised. Many of those people were injured very seriously. Many of those people were arrested and detained in prison for over 2 weeks, a number of them tortured. They also deserve the justice. But we will not see any peace in Marikana until justice is served, and those who pulled the triggers on those guns on that fateful day have their day in court. That is for sure. So what we're saying, however long it takes, we're going to be here. We're going to demand that the state do the right thing. What we've seen here, Vuyo, is private interest, a police operation led by a private corporation, a big British corporation. We're also, because there's been no action around this, and essentially it looks for many that they can get away with this sort of behaviour, we've seen private interest actually infiltrate the ANC together with corrupt elements, the Guptas and so on, and Basasa and so on. The whole ANC is implicated in private money determining the agenda in our democracy, and this is what's got to come to an end. On the 16th of August, once again, there will be a huge commemoration at the Copy in Marikana, which is being coordinated through the offices of UMCU, the Mining Workers Union, which most mine workers now belong to.
Now, what has been the explanation of the provincial office of the National Prosecuting Authority, if any has been offered?
They have not offered anything. We've asked them time and time again. IPID is the only state agency or part of the criminal justice sector that have been willing to negotiate with us or talk to us and inform us what's happening. And they certainly seem to be quite disappointed that their recommendations aren't being taken as seriously as they need to.
Now, I mean, you're also calling for the release of the expert panel report on public order policing. Tell us why that is an important demand to make.
Well, what we saw on the 16th of August in 2012 was a complete travesty of public order policing. What happened was the paramilitary units from the police took over, the anti-terrorist units, the anti-hijacking, armed robbery units. This was managed in completely the wrong manner. What we need now is to learn the lessons from Marikana to ensure that such horrible, dastardly deeds that are committed by the police, and in this instance on behalf of a corporation, a private corporation, are not committed again. And that requires proper training for the public police ordering units. That demands proper resourcing of the police to ensure that there are enough units that are skilled and trained in public order policing on the job. We can't send guns in, heavily armed gunmen with live ammunition, automatic machine guns which rip people apart amongst unarmed, largely peaceful demonstrations.
Has Police Minister Bheki offered the families any explanations on his part as to why this report which was compiled and given to him in April last year, still hasn't been made public?
There has been no communication from the Police Minister, despite repeated attempts to communicate with the Ministry of Police about what is happening. No communication to their legal representatives, that being SERI, the Social and Economic Rights Institute. It's astounding, the brutality and the insensitivity which a number of government departments are continuing to act in this manner, including the state's attorneys.
Desai, thank you very much for your time this evening. He is a member of the Marikana Support Campaign.